Being linked to Arsenal and Chelsea. And to me, he is the best striker that's available this summer. I know that everybody wants to talk about Victor Osimhen, but Ivan Toney is the guy for me, especially when you look at how much it cost to buy him. They're talking about maybe only $40 million this summer, which to me would be a great deal considering that he's only going to have 12 months left on his contract. And if you're Arsenal or Chelsea, you need to be doing everything in your power to bring him to your club. I think if Arsenal had Ivan Toney this season, they would win the Prem. They would win it easily. Look at how Arsenal are playing without a striker. They've scored the most goals in the league. They've also conceded the least amount as well. They're cooking, and they don't have a true striker up front. Imagine Ivan Toney in this Arsenal side. That would be a madness. Gabriel Jesus, Eddie Nketiah. They're not real strikers. Eddie Nketiah is being linked with the move to Crystal Palace and Leeds and Brentford. That's his level. Gabriel Jesus is a decent player, but he can't bag goals. He's already said that his main attribute and what he provides on the field is not goals. How the hell is your number 9 saying that the main thing that they don't provide isn't goals? What? That's crazy to me. And I always say this whenever I talk about Gabriel Jesus. At Manchester City, when they sold Aguero to Barcelona, and he was the only striker in the squad, they still didn't start him. They switched up their whole formation to a false 9, and they played Gabriel Jesus off the bench on the wings. They'd rather have Phil Foden or Gundo at the time in that false 9 role. So Arsenal, what they're doing, how they're scoring goals, how they're battering teams without a striker is impressive to me, because this is a team, if Ivan Toney was there, I'm telling you, they would have comfortably won the Prem this season. The way that they're playing, oh my goodness, he would fit right in. Ivan Toney is a guy that can link play, he can finish, he's good in the box, he's good in the air. What weakness does he have? I think behind Harry Kane, Ivan Toney is England's best striker. Obviously, Harry Kane is number 1. I think he's fantastic. But Ivan Toney, to me, is right after him. He's an absolute baller. And I think Chelsea can use him as well. That's a billion-pound squad that they have that's sitting in 12th. And I think Nicholas Jackson is a decent player. He's not as bad as everybody wants to make him out to be. But he's not the guy that should be starting up top for you. He's not the guy that's going to bag you 20 goals a season. He's not the guy that can lead the front line. And I think he's good with his hold-up play. And he does link other players, Nicholas Jackson. And he is fast. And I would like him coming off the bench, just not starting. So for $40 million, this is the deal to get done. He would be the signing of the season for anybody that manages to get him at that price, especially with him only having 12 months left on his deal. I saw that he's also being linked with the move to West Ham, but if you're Ivan Toney, why the hell would you leave Brentford to go to West Ham? You might as well just stay at Brentford then. Like, if a Big Six club isn't coming in for you, then you need to go to the biggest club that wants you, whether that's out of England, or maybe he goes to Spain, or he goes to Italy. Who knows? But I think he's going to be a great signing for whoever gets him next summer. I think he can play in any system. And I think if he's able to score 20 goals at Brentford, imagine what he'll do at Chelsea or at Arsenal. I think he'll score 20 goals again, at least. So, would be a huge signing. It's going to be interesting to see, though, what he does, because it's going to be an expensive deal if a lot of clubs are bidding for him. And I think it will. Like, I know that they're saying $40 million, but that only makes sense if only one team's going for him. But if you have Arsenal that put in a bid, and then Chelsea put in a bid, the price is going to just keep going up. And then Brentford are going to want to sell to the highest bidder. So if I'm Ivan Toney, though, I'd want to join Arsenal just because they're much further along in their process in terms of winning trophies. They're right now competing in the Champions League. They're competing for the Prem as well. Chelsea, I think Chelsea have a really good squad, and we're going to talk about that later. But they have a lot of work to do. Like, their future is uncertain. Like, who even knows if Pochettino is their manager for next season? So I think for Toney, Arsenal just make the most sense. It's a bit more stable. They have a better squad. They play better football. And you know that they're going to want to win a Premier League soon. I mean, they have to win it very soon, or else then there has to be questions asked about Arteta on if he's the guy that would be able to lead them to the promised land. Because what more does he need? than what he already has. So, yeah, for me, Arsenal would make the most sense. But if Chelsea got him, I'd still be saying that it's a fantastic signing. But if you're Arsenal, this is the guy to go sign.